What is going on, everyone? We are getting closer and closer to some Houston Texans football. I believe we are about 11 Sundays away from seeing CJ Stroud and this team get to work. If you are going to training camp, let me know which days you got tickets to in the comments down below so we could plan a meetup. We did this last year and hopefully we could do it again. Bleacher Report just dropped an article, a to-do list for all 32 NFL teams, and we're going to see what they have to say about the Houston Texans. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ruben Calvillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. If you are new here, feel free to like the video and subscribe. It means the world. And thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Now, let's go ahead and get into the article. Look at my quarterback, CJ Stroud, right there. The first to-do list for the Houston Texans before they enter training camp: add an interior offensive lineman. The Houston Texans have a few question marks on the interior offensive line with a position battle for the starting center spot and Kenyon Green returning from injury. Also, they could use some depth at both guard spots. In other words, there are a handful of reasons why the front office should explore the open market and see if someone is worth bringing into training camp. Now, let's start with the first part: a position battle for starting center. That is not the case. It was an article from Cole Thompson highlighting Juice Scruggs at OTAs and how he took starting center spots. There is no question that Juice Scruggs will be the starting center for this Houston Texans team come week one. Kenyon Green, yes, there is some concern there, but he's been getting a lot of praise, right, about his body and how he's transformed it from last year. And even D'Amico Ryans has talked about it. A lot of people are excited to see what Kenyon Green brings. He has to clear that bust label. I think right now he is your starting left guard. Now, when you look at, the twos and threes behind Kenyon Green, it has Kendrick Green, who we got last offseason. I'm sorry, during training camp, started some games for you. Behind Juice Scruggs, it has Jared Patterson, who started games for you at both center and guard. And then behind Shaq Mason, it's Nick Broker, but Shaq Mason is as consistent as they come. He rarely misses games. So I am confident in this interior offensive line. Quite honestly, I'm confident in the entire O-line. Knock on wood, I don't think they had the same injury problems as last year. Remember, the starting five: Tunsil, Kenyon Green, Juice Scruggs, Shaq Mason, Titus Howard, they did not play one game together last year. It was guys like Jared Patterson, like Kendrick Green, who had 0 sacks performances against the Pittsburgh Steelers, of TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. They did a fantastic job when he needed to. Moving on to the next point: sign a veteran linebacker. While the Texans have a pretty strong starting lineup on both sides of the ball, their linebacking core is one position group that has some room for improvement. Specifically, Henry To'oTo'o struggled as a rookie with 16 missed tackles and a 129.1 passer rating when targeted. So adding a veteran who could at least compete for a starting spot would be a smart move as the team gears up for a Super Bowl run. Look, Henry To'oTo'o, he was a rookie. He won't be one of your starting linebackers. If they do go out there with 3, then yes, you will see Henry To'oTo'o be your third linebacker. However, there's other guys. There's Jake Hansen. There's Neville Hewitt. There's Jamal Hill, who we just drafted. When you look at the first 2 linebackers, Christian Harris, Azeez Al-Shaair, that's all you need to know about your 2 starting linebackers. And I am confident in both of those guys. Christian Harris, his growth through the season, getting benched at one point to being one of the strongest players on the defensive side for the Houston Texans. Azeez Al-Shaair, your big free agency signing, 3 years, $30 million plus dollars. Should have came last year, quite honestly, but is familiar with this system. D'Amico Ryans was his DC all the way back in San Francisco. I guess the only concern you have is Henry To'oTo'o, but you would hope that he grows with another year under D'Amico Ryans. And here's the thing: if there's one thing we know that's going to be good, is the linebacking core, and I think Henry To'oTo'o will get better. But you're not also relying on Henry To'oTo'o. The last point, and this might be the one I agree with the most, trade Robert Woods. I think we save about $4 to $5 million. After acquiring Stephon Diggs from the Buffalo Bills, Woods likely won't have much of a role in Houston offense this season. He's also entering a contract year, so it would be wise to see what the team can get for him. What the team could get for him. The return for the 32-year-old likely won't be much, but something is better than nothing. Absolutely. Not only could you save $4 to $5 million, but you could potentially get some draft picks. Robert Woods, I mean, let's call it what we was. When we saw the signing, we were excited for it, right? A veteran presence in that receiver room. And for the first month of the season, had a strong connection with CJ Stroud, led the NFL at one point in catches on 3rd and 4th down. But as the season went on, we saw the emergence of Nico, the emergence of Tank, the 2 great games by Noah Brown. So, the role for Robert Woods, I don't see any role right now with the additions of Stephon Diggs, and me hoping that guys like Xavier Hutchinson and John Mechie could take a step forward and be a 4 or 5 for this team. Robert Woods, if you can make that deal happen, hey, A+, you knocking out the park. Nick Casario, we've been asking for him to be cut since even before free agency began, so we can have $5 million extra to mess around with. Trading for Robert Woods is the one that I agree with the most. Signing a veteran linebacker, bringing more depth to the interior of the offensive line. Like I said, I don't mind if you want guys for competition, but I think they are strong in those areas. Getting rid of Robert Woods, and it's no shot on him. Shout out to Robert Woods. I just don't see an opportunity for him to make an impact, right? Wherever you trade, and maybe you trade into a team that has a young quarterback, and he could have that, relationship like CJ had with him the first couple of months. With that being said, guys, let me know what you think about this article from Bleacher Report. Once again, a to-do list for all 32 NFL teams. For more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.